How you doing? Happy Wednesday, hump day. Hope you were doing fine. Hang on while I am moving my phone over to Do Not Disturb. Welcome to Cooped Up Live, should I say. It's my daily-ish broadcast where I just talk about whatever I want to talk about. I just barely made it to my desk. While we were waiting on folks to join coopedup.com as my website, you can visit that at any time. I sometimes add new content, and sometimes it's backdated content. It may not be the newest stuff, but you'll figure it out. If you go there, you can check out what I've posted. I'm Cooped Up is my handle on all the social places. Would love a follow wherever you are, particularly on the Instagrams, and wherever you watch or listen to this. This is on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, as well as rebroadcast in audio format. Most episodes on all of the major podcasting platforms. Would love a subscribe. Click the bell notification. Hey, Mama, how you doing today? Hope you are doing well. So this week, I feel like it's been a long week. Like it's only the end of the day on Wednesday, and I feel like I've done a whole week's worth of shit. And none of it bad. Again, just feels like just one of those weeks. I think it's because we've come off of my last 2 weeks have been at most 4 days. Because we were off the Friday before Memorial Day and then Memorial Day, obviously. But, man, just a lot going on. I'm ready to ease into this weekend. We don't have any plans. I feel like that's going to change soon if I don't keep my eyes open. Anyway, so I did a bunch of work. And then today, so I have this Away suitcase. Let me go back. Away is this brand of suitcase. It was all the rage for a while. I resisted it. I thought it was going to be a fad. I finally tried one out because I needed a new glider suitcase. I had the pull behind kind, but I wanted a four-wheeled one. And I liked that Away's, the pricing was about the same as ever, a little bit higher, but not too much higher. It was hard-sided. It had a really nice aesthetic to it. And what I really liked is that they guarantee the suitcase for life. Like if a zipper breaks, if a wheel pops off, if the handle does, they either give you a new handle or a new wheel or whatever, or they replace the suitcase, right? And this was an important part of the story. In addition to that, there's a 100-day satisfaction guarantee. If for any reason at all, you don't want that suitcase anymore, you can bring it back within 100 days, no questions asked, and they just take it back and give you your money back or whatever. So that's what I did. And I didn't do it because I'm unhappy. Well, not entirely because I'm unhappy. I decided that the one I got the bigger carry-on, and it's hard-sided, and it just was just like this much too small for the way I pack. I don't know why it needed a little bit more flex or whatever. And they've since come out with one that has a 2-inch flex strip around it, that like an expansion point on it. And I was like, okay, I really, really, really want that one. And then they on Monday released a new color called Shell, which and if y'all have no idea what I'm talking about, I will show you what the suitcase that I am talking about. The suitcases here, hang on. So, and I can't believe this is what I'm sharing with you, but so this suitcase here, let's see, share screen. I understand. Okay, sorry. Chrome tab. Let's see here. Okay. So it's a suitcase. So we are talking about suitcases here. So this is the one, and it's really pretty. And so the bigger flex carry-on, that's the one I wanted. And I had this. And see, the pricing is not terrible. It's not cheap, but it's really good luggage, lifetime warranty, all that stuff. By the way, if you don't use Rakuten when you shop online, you are throwing money away. You get all kinds of coupons and money back and stuff. Well, they released this one color. Look how pretty that is. So I was like, oh shit, I want that color too. Even if I didn't change suitcases, I like that color. It's very kind of out of Africa, very OG Banana Republic, all that kind of stuff, right? And so I was like, okay, what day did I buy my suitcase? And so I went back to my receipt. I bought it on March the 6th. I asked Google, what's 100 days from March the 6th? And it's Monday. So I was days from the end of my 100-day window. So what did I do? I went down to the Away store. There's mostly sells online, but they have stores in certain cities, Dallas being one of them. Went down there, walked in. I was like, hey, I want to give this one back. I don't want it anymore. I want, not because it's bad, I want the bigger one, and I want that new color. And they're like, oh, sure thing, we got it in stock, here you go. And did an exchange for it. Well, and then while I'm there, they're like, oh, this is a limited edition color. You got me at limited edition, right? So I was like, oh, fuck. I had full plans to put the large suitcase, the large flex, which you see right there, in on my Christmas/birthday list, because we are going to Egypt in January for 14 days, I believe, is the trip. So we are going to Egypt, and I wanted to have a bigger suitcase also, and I'd love to have a matching suitcase. I'd love to have a whole set, and this one fits inside the other one when you're storing it, all that kind of stuff. So I was like, oh, but fuck, it's limited edition color. So what's a boy to do? What's a boy to do? So I bought both. So today so I traded in, and I really only had to pay, there's a slight upcharge between the regular and the flex. And then, so I'd pay that because the other one was a full refund. And then I bought the bigger suitcase. So I really only, it's not what you spend, it's what you save, right, folks? And so I have 2 new suitcases now. I'm very happy about it. And my 100-day window started over. So if I decide, I'm sure there are limits to that, but if I decide in 99 days that I want a new color, I can just bring this shit in and trade it in also. I doubt that'll be happening. This is very like out of Africa color, isn't it? I love it so much. Anyway, so let me turn that off. Where's my mouse? Where did you go, mouse? Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm having technological issues today. Stop share in my screen share. Okay. It is so pretty, isn't it, Mom? That I love it. I think it's not quite ivory. It's a little bit darker than ivory, but I love the contrast piping on it. Like, it just looks so sophisticated to me, and it looks so different than everybody else's black suitcases or navy blue suitcases. So anyway, so that was so 2 thumbs up to Away Travel for their customer service. Great product, great policy of being able to trade in and trade up. And it benefited them this time because I brought it in and I ended up spending basically twice as much money as I had spent before. So good on them. The other thing that I am so excited about today, because I am a tech nerd, I'm not going to lie, I'm an early adopter. I love all the little features. I love finding out about all the features of things and trying to maximize them. I read like owner's manuals so that I can see everything that something could possibly do, all that kind of stuff. Well, Apple announced, it was either yesterday or Monday, because I wasn't here yesterday, so I can't remember if it was yesterday or Monday. But they announced the new features for iPhones and iPads for their operating system, iOS 17, and it comes out this fall, I believe, maybe late summer. I should have known that before coming live. But some of the things that I thought were really, really neat, and also some of the things that are so kind of retro, but also neat, is one of them, I think the one I'm most excited about is the ability to screen calls. And like an old answering, if you're old enough, you remember this. You used to be able to let a call go to the answering machine. You could listen to what the message was on the answering machine as it was being left. And if you wanted to pick up the phone, you could grab it real quick and actually talk to the person. I'm going to need to explain to my children this concept because I don't think that they know how this works. I don't even think they have their voicemail set up, if we're being honest. Actually, I know they don't have their voicemail set up. And I don't like leaving voicemails, but I also don't like answering the phone if I don't know exactly who's calling and generally what they're calling about. So the new feature is you can send a call to voicemail, and then it will live as it is being recorded. It will transcribe the voicemail, and you can read as the person's leaving the voicemail what the message is about. And if you want to pick up the phone real quick, you can just pick up the phone and then you're on the call. Like, genius. I love this. Everything old is new again, but I love it. There's a couple of other things in iMessage. Part of it, you can send a check-in now instead of just saying I've arrived or whatever. You can just hit a button and it sends like the check-in to the person, or I guess someone else can request it or something like that. It also will send, like, if you are running late to something or whatever, you can send it and it will let them know, like, if you're stuck in traffic, if you're not moving, if your battery is low, all that kind of stuff. So it's like a check-in feature. And then you can make and add stickers, which that's just a little fun thing. One thing that they did not add, Carrie raves about this. She's not on Android. I think she used to be, but one thing that Carrie raves about on Android texting, I don't know how she knows about this, but is the ability to write one message on a text and send it to like 40 people, but it's not a group text. It is a text that you write it once and you send it out to 40 different people, which is great for like an alert where if you're like, hey, the street is closed, make sure you go around the block when you come to my party, that kind of thing. And you don't want it to be a group message because group messages are where dreams go to die. I hate group messages, like group texts. They're the worst. And even when you try to leave, somehow you always end up getting sucked back in. I've got like 3 different ones that I just have silenced on my phone, which is pointless. But but I can see how nice it is. Or like if you need to send a message like, hey, I'm not going to be there to a bunch of people, or like someone died or whatever, something that you just need to get a blast out, but you don't want it to be a group, but you just want to send it once. Android has that feature. iOS still does not, supposedly. If you know differently, let me know. Carrie says that it is fantastic. And I believe her. Oh, and then when people reply to it, they come in as individual texts, not to a group. That's the important part of that. So what else? Like I said, you can screen calls, and that'll be on both the phone and FaceTime. You'll be able to screen calls, and you're going to be able to leave FaceTime messages now. Because my children don't know how to use a phone. My children FaceTime, even if like I'm at the grocery store and they need to call me, they FaceTime me. They'll either audio or video FaceTime me, or I can only pick it up. I'll pick it up in audio sometimes. But I also like the transcription part of it because my phone is on silent 99% of the time. I watch most videos with the closed captioning on. And that's the other thing it's doing on message. So a lot of people like sending voice text now. So they'll just talk, blah, 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 send the audio file, right? Drives me insane. I hate it when people do it to me. I've actually told people to stop doing it because I don't listen to them, because I don't want to just be there listening to a thing. But now that it's going to be transcribing those as well, and you have the option to read the transcription instead of listening to it, I may change my tune on that. And then another thing that they have that is very creative is that there's this thing called contact posters. So you're going to be able to design what the phone screen looks like when you call somebody. So if I call my mama, I can have a contact poster that lights up on her. If she has an iPhone also, it lights up on her phone what I want it to show. Like if it's a certain, like a pose that I have, like I can create like this special thing that sends it, and it's unlike anybody else's. I'm sure they have standardized ones as well, but you'll be able to like customize them. I think that is such a cute idea because it'll really show off people's creativity. It's great for marketing as well. I would think that like if you were I don't think it has to be someone in your contacts. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. But I would think if you were a business and you're using an iPhone as part of your business, as a lot of people are doing now, you could send it and it shows like who you are. You can put your logo on it, all that kind of stuff. I love it. Some things that are surprising to me. So that texting thing was surprising to me. I did not realize that iPhones and iPads cannot set multiple timers. And that is a new feature that is coming. I'm like, the amount of times, because Google can, like I use Google's in our kitchen, the little screen. I'll tell it to set a timer for the chicken, set a timer for the bread, set a timer for this. And it's got multiple timers going. The really cute thing about Google is that it also, if you say tell it to set a timer for chicken, when it puts a little chicken on the screen, and then when it clucks when it goes off. When you do it for bread or something like that, it puts like a muffin on the screen and it plays here you come, here he comes, the muffin man, like that song, whatever that is. And there's a couple of others that are like spaghetti or pizza or whatever. It's like dun, 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 dun. It's like an Italian song. It's really cute. I just eat stuff like that up. I love it. No more ducking. It's going to fix that autocorrect where I actually have overridden it on my phone. I have put it in auto. There's a way you can have it set to, so like I have it where if I type in the @ sign twice, it automatically does my email. If I do the # twice, it automatically does my phone number. I have told it if I ever type the word duck, that it should autocorrect it to fuck. Like I never say the word duck. And if I do, that'll be a funny typo. But they're fixing the ducking thing because they've now realized that no one says ducking. What else? I got like a whole cart of stuff that you can turn it into a smart display. I know a lot of people. So I personally do not sleep with my cell phone in the room. I leave it in my closet, and I have an app, a Google screen next to my bed that turns into an alarm clock at night. Right. It doesn't do anything. I can have it play water sounds, stuff like that too. Ask it what the weather is today. But primarily, it looks like an old, like one of those flip number clocks. I have that on my bedside table. Well, you're now going to be able to put your phone on like a stand, and it turns it into a smart display. So it can turn it into a clock. It can turn it so it won't be just there. I just don't like my phone in my room because I do not want my phone to be the first and last thing I look at each day. Like I just do not. I just have a real problem. And I'm like, I'll buy a fucking regular alarm clock before, because there's so many people, but it's what wakes me up. I'm like, get a $10 alarm clock or get a Google Home thing or whatever. Yeah. So now you'll be able to turn it into a smart display. This is another big one. If you are a big fan of AirTags, as I am, I've got them in I got them in my bag, Claire's purse, all of our suitcases, Mason's backpack, Mason's wallet. Like I think I have like 10 of them. I have them on the dog's collars so that if the dogs get loose when we're RVing or something, that we can find them, all that kind of stuff. But the problem with AirTags to this point is they only belong to one person. So they are all on my phone. And so if people want to track their own luggage, I have to either disconnect it from my account and reset it up on theirs. Well, now you're going to be able to share it for up to 5 people. So I'll be able to share with Todd his luggage and the kids' luggage, their wallets, all that kind of backpacks, all that kind of stuff, which will be great. They're also fixing AirDrop somehow. AirDrop is a pain in the ass. Unless you already have someone set up to be able to AirDrop with them, it is such a pain. But you'll be able to just bring your phones close together and do that. Garrett, you're asking me any thoughts on Anna Shea passing. Let me look who that is. That is not oh, you know what? I've never seen that show, Bling Empire. I've never seen that show before. I'm not a big, is that a reality show? I'm not a big reality show person, except for Amazing Race. But Dead at 62, dang. She looks like she's had a lot of work. Is that kind of like she had a stroke, dang. That's too bad. That's sad. I don't know that show though. I don't know her. And then the last thing is the new journal app is coming out. It's going to be on all phones, and it's going to let you somehow send a photo to this journal app, and then you can write like what was next to it or whatever. So it's going to help people with journaling and keeping track of their travels and their days and all that kind of stuff. Supposedly journaling is really good for you. I've tried a million times to do it. I just forget or don't. So maybe having an app on my phone that reminds me and it says, hey, you took this great photo today. Tell me about it. That might be good. The one thing does any of y'all's phones do this? So my phone has started doing this thing in the last like 2 months and it's since I upgraded to the, whatever this one is, is it the 14? What's the newer one? I think that's what I have. I have whatever the newer one is. I think it's the 14. The camera turns on in my pocket. Like 9 times out of 10, when I pull my phone out of my pocket, it is either recording a video or it has taken a million photos of the inside of my pocket. I can go to my photo roll and there are a million, they're always red, because I guess that's with just a little bit of light coming in, pictures of the inside, and I cannot figure out how to make it stop. I have looked online for things. Other people have this problem too. and they can't figure out how to make it stop. I don't know what is triggering it. Is it because I used my camera last? Is it that I need to? Do I need to take that off of? Is it pushing on that like there, like so that it because you know that you can, without unlocking your phone, you can turn your camera on, right? Maybe that's what it's doing, because it's the same with the flashlight. You can turn the flashlight on by just from your lock screen. Maybe I need to remove that from my lock screen. I'm not sure that I usually probably go to my home screen anyway for that. I could probably do without that being on my home screen or my lock screen. That drives me insane. What else? That's all I got for today. So let me look at the three things y'all have said. Oh, The Way of Water is streaming on Max and Disney Plus. I love that movie so much. And it'll be nice to watch it at home because I'm fairly certain I missed parts of it. I've seen it twice in theaters in 3D, and then I saw it in regular first, and I was like, you know what, this is good enough. I want to go see it in 3D. It was so much better in 3D. I kind of want to go back and see Little Mermaid in 3D also, because I think anything underwater is going to look great in 3D. But it's a 3-hour plus movie, so I'm like, bitch, I gotta pee. I'm like pretending to not drink anything beforehand. Not pretending. I am not drinking anything beforehand, just so I can try to make it through the movie with only peeing once. I think I peed twice on the first viewing of it. So it'll be nice to be able to push pause. Also, I just thought it was a beautiful movie. I love the first Avatar as well, and I'm glad that they've already made the third one. It's in post-production now, and I believe it may come out like this Thanksgiving. I think that it is a holiday time movie this year, just like The Way of Water was this past year. I think they're releasing them. So you watched Avatar for the first time last week, the first one. So I will tell you, the second one, you don't need to have seen the first one to generally understand the second one, but there are lots of references in the second one that will just be completely over your head, and it won't ruin the movie for you. You just won't get the connection if you haven't seen the first one. So, anyway, so I love them. I think they're great. And normally I'm not like a sci-fi kind of, like, I don't care for Star Wars that much. I've not seen any of the new Star Wars that I can think of, or if I have, I've seen just little fits and starts on it. I've seen one Harry Potter movie, I think. I've seen none of the Twilight movies. I've seen, what's another big movie thing? Here, I said Harry Potter. Star Trek. I like the TV show sometimes. I've never seen, I think I've seen a couple of the movies, like the older ones. Don't really watch Marvel movies. I do love Black Panther. I think Black Panther is a fantastic movie, and I've not seen Wakanda Forever yet. It is on my list as well to see. Again, long ass movie. Daddy's got to pee, so I need to watch that one at home. But yeah, I just don't watch much TV and movies at home. I barely turn the TV on anyway. So, alrighty. Well, with that, I'm gonna say bye. I guess that's all I got for today. Plus, I got shit to do. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. This is my therapy. This is how I externally process my day. Take care of yourself. Don't should yourself to death. No good comes from should. And I will most likely see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Talk to you later. Bye.